In this question, we're asked to choose the graphs that fit the relationship described. So it says, Abdul is driving on the freeway at constant speed. He then speeds up to pass a truck. After passing the truck, he exits the freeway and slows down. Before we pick which graph that we want, we first need to see what are the axes. In this case, we have time on the x-axis and speed on the y-axis, and that's consistent for all cases. So first, he's going constant speed. Therefore, the slope should be 0, like in this case and in this case, because the speed is constant, so speed doesn't change through time. He then speeds up to pass a truck. Therefore, the speed should be a positive slope because he's moving faster as time increases. That occurs again in both of these cases. After passing the truck, he exits the freeway and slows down. In this case, this would be a constant speed after passing the truck, but what Abdul actually did was he slowed down. So constant speed, sped up to pass the truck, slowed down to exit the freeway. This is the correct relationship here. In the next case, it says a police helicopter takes off straight up from the ground. It quickly ascends several hundred feet above the ground. Then it flies straight ahead at constant altitude for a few minutes. Without changing altitude, it turns and flies forward towards headquarters. Again, before we decide which relationship we should pick, we need to see what are on the axis. In this case, we have time on the x-axis and altitude on the y-axis. So although this gives us information about the helicopter turning, direction is not on either of these axes. So we can essentially ignore that and only focus on the altitude. So as the helicopter takes off, it flies straight up. So initially we need the altitude to increase as time increases. Said another way, we need a positive slope, like in this one, and this one. It then flies straight at a constant altitude for a few minutes, and then turns, but without changing altitude. So after it ascends to its flying altitude, altitude remains constant. Therefore, the slope of the line should be 0, which is only in this case. In this case, it's 0 for a while, and then the helicopter goes back down and presumably lands. But that's not given in the problem. In this case, it ascends, flies at a constant altitude for a while, and then ascends again. This is the only case where it ascends and then flies at constant altitude. So therefore, that's the answer that we select.